let's get into today's training. So tonight's training is really important because this is exactly the second step, right, of the system that we've just shared. So you're inviting and you're presenting. Now there's two options to present. You have access to the videos, which can be found on several platforms. We have them on our pin messages with Eddie Head's link. We have them in the Rapid Funnel app, whether you want to show the full presentation with the business or just the membership or even just products. And then you actually have access to slides. And I'll tell you the difference when I decide whether I'm doing slides or a push play. If I know somebody that wants to build a business and is very excited about the business, I'm going to show them the easiest way to make money, and that's by pushing play. Okay, so what I do is I guide them to the resources, and I show them, hey, Thomas, I'm super excited to sit here with you today. I'm going to make this super simple. I know you're serious about making money, and I'm going to show you exactly what I do that you can do the same steps and make as much or even more than I've made. So you saw my invite. I shared the invite with you, and now we're here, and I'm going to show you how simple it is to push play. So in this example, I would go to the Team Synergy website, teamsynergyagents.com, or it's going to be, I believe, Viago Agents, or they may change it to Viago Ambassadors. Just stay tuned. Right now, I just use it as Team Synergy. I know there's a few links as we're in transition and pre-launch, but what I do is I go to resources and I just simply click videos. Now, what I like to do is do my 3-step setup, which is tell them that I'm all in, that this is a big deal, and whether they love it or not, we're still going to be friends. That's it. I'm all in. This is a big deal, and whether you like it or not, this is, we're still going to be friends. Okay. Then I go into letting them know what the process is. I'm going to show you this video. And then after this video is over, I'm going to have somebody come on the phone, or if somebody's going to be there with me, I'm going to say, I have my friend here with me, my mentor, my however you want to explain it, with me to just share their story and answer any questions. And I make that precise, to just share their story and answer any questions. Okay? Because it breaks down people nerves. It breaks down the walls of them, feeling tense or uncomfortable because they don't know what they're about to get into. So if I lay out everything I'm telling them that I'm going to do, they're more inclined to just follow along because they understand what's coming. Now, what I suggest before pushing play is discovering who that person is on the video. If you're not sure who it is, let me or one of the leaders know, and we could let you know on what their story is, because it's important to say, the person I'm going to share this video with you is, for example, the top earner in the company. He actually is just moved his family to the Philippines and had a little baby girl. And that little baby girl has 9 passport stamps on her passport, and she just turned 1, or she's about to be 18 months. I can't remember. Right? So those are pretty impressive, right? He earned a $1 million bonus. He's making 6 figures a month. So I say things so that they can listen to what he's saying, right? Most people we talk to have never met anyone that's made 6 figures a month, let alone even a year. So it's important to share numbers with them, because numbers don't lie, right? So, and then I push play. After they watch the video, my words to them are, that was awesome, right? And I'm shaking my head and I'm smiling. That was awesome, right? What did you like best? And as they're telling me what they liked best, I'm going to my phone and I'm calling my third-party expert that I had pre-planned to get on the call with me. And I said, and whatever they're saying to me, I say, yeah, me too, because I pretty much love everything that Viago offers as well. So it's not a lie. If you obviously don't like the part about volunteering and giving back, and they say, oh yeah, I love the volunteering part, then don't say me too if it's not, right? Just be your authentic self. You can say, oh yes, my friends love that part as well, right? So The biggest thing is to know that even to this day, after 14 years, I still get nervous. Okay. And if you're getting nervous, it's okay, because I still get nervous after 14 years. I was showing a colleague of mine that watched me go from active duty in the Air Force to a reservist to a 7-figure earner traveling all around the world. I was nervous to show him because I really wanted him to see the value and wanted him to join. And he didn't. And he said, not yet. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Nerves show that you still care. Exactly, Greg. So just embrace it. Okay. And here's the deal. They're not going to know you messed up. So don't ever tell them you messed up. Don't ever say you forgot. Just keep moving forward. Okay. The second part is the presentation, and it's found in the same area. So you go to teamsynergyagents.com, go to resources, and you're going to select PowerPoint versus videos. Okay. Here you will find the PowerPoints for English and in Spanish. Okay. So what you can do is you can select PowerPoint or you can select PDF, and it will populate into the PDF. The PowerPoint will populate into a website like this, and it comes into a Dropbox. So all you need to do is select download, or you can open it in here and select PowerPoint for web, and it will open up in PowerPoint for web. Now I use Apple products, so I am using Keynote. So once I downloaded it, I had to save it into Keynote, okay, if you're an Apple user. So you can see the screen here, you can see the slides, you can just push down on the arrow and walk through them all, but I'm going to show you them already in my Keynote. It doesn't look like you can see that, right? Let me stop the share and reshare so you can see my slides, because I want to share with you what it looks like in my slides. Okay, so now you can see it. So these are the Viago slides, the same exact ones online that I just showed you, but now in my keynote point, I just made that up. It's not a real word. Keynote presentation. And as you can see here, I have the same slides, but I've added my own story. People want to hear, people love stories. The more you can tell stories and analogies, the better speaker you're going to be. They want to hear either your personal stories or other people's stories. Okay. So I share exactly how I got started, what got me interested, you know, my limiting beliefs, right? It's pretty much like a 30-second testimony that you're sharing, but in a presentation mode, that's probably a few minutes long. So you're adding more into your story. So I was 28 years young when I saw this. I was a student in college. I was living paycheck to paycheck. And when I saw this video from an officer that I knew in the military, it was a yes. I saw trips that I could take on a yearly basis, trips that were affordable for me between $200 to $500, all inclusives. And I knew before the video was over that I was going to join, right? But at the time, my plan was to stay in the military and do 20 years. So I wasn't interested in the business at all. And this is where I share my limiting belief. Okay. People want to hear your limiting beliefs. What's your limiting belief when you saw this? Did you think it was real? Did you think it was possible? I didn't believe it was possible for me to replace my income. I didn't even have hopes or desires to. I just assumed I'd make a couple $100s here and there and pay off my credit card I just maxed out to join. That's my story. What's your story? Add pictures. Then I go into, and little did I know, by saying yes to the business, because I knew I was going to share it with my friends anyways, it actually replaced my entire 12-year Air Force income. So that may not be your story, but what has it allowed you to do? What has it allowed you to pay off? What experiences has it allowed you to have? Right? So what places have you gone to? Have you ever held a baby lion? Well, I did in Africa. Did you know there's a real Cloud9 in Fiji? Or hanging out in Ireland for the biggest party of the year for St. Patrick's Day? And the stories like I have in all of these experiences, I can go in depth. So if I know somebody's wanting to go to Ireland, then I'm going to talk more about my Ireland trip and how it was 500,000 people going into the Guinness brewery, and the line was wrapped around the building, and I'm freaking out because I have anxiety about lines, and how we got pulled up in the bus in the back door and walked straight in because we're VIP. We didn't wait in line. How many people love that story, right? So what stories do you have that you can share in your presentation? Taking my best friend to see New York. I paid for a trip for my best friend to go for her birthday. And we got to check off bucket list and ice skate in Rockefeller Center, right? Or my passion on being able to be on stages around the world, right? Or if you know someone like me saying, hey, I'm working with somebody who's an international speaker and she's made 7 figures, you know, and you can post a picture of us. Just like I have a picture of me and the founder at the end, I'm going to show you here. And then what I love most is the personal growth and development and the person I became in order to attract the person I wanted to marry, right? That's huge. That changed, the personal growth and development changed my life. I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for the personal growth and development. So I talk about that. And then this is actually a new slide I created not long ago, because people that I'm surrounded with may have more success than me. So I want them to see in writing what it is, the biggest accomplishments that I've achieved. So I have this so that they can actually see it. Being a trainer, a certified trainer in a $3 billion sales company is a huge deal, right? Knowing that you've invested money in yourself, $100,000 in self-growth, it's a huge deal. What kind of trainings you've been to, or what degree you got, or what your career was, or what you retired from. These are huge. Okay. And then these are just the slides that I go off of that are on the PowerPoint deck that you have also. On this slide, I talk about our mission is to help you look your best, feel your best, and travel for less. And then I go right into the membership benefits. Okay. And I talk about how we can save. Again, I'm just reading the slides. 4,000 a year with 1 million retailers, 80,000 events, whether it's eating out at restaurant.com. And if you've been on Char's presentations and trainings, you know that she's buying $25 gift cards for $14, $15, $20 and being able to eat out with her friend and buy her friend meals and take to goes, right? Because of restaurants.com. And I share again another story. I couldn't believe that I could take my best friend instead of paying $774 for Hamilton tickets on the best online price, we got it for $158. I was blown away, 68%. Greg has an amazing story about Chris Brown tickets, right? So your Chris Brown ticket should be in your presentation. That's huge. You got to step out of line and drive 4 hours and not be able to get tickets, and you hopped right online and not only got tickets but saved $200 per ticket. That's huge. For a total of $800, you saved $800 in one booking, right? For 4 people. Okay. And then again, I'm just reading off these slides. I'm talking about who wants to go to Vegas for $54 a night to stay in the Caesars Palace instead of $260. That's huge. Who wants to come see me in Miami and spend $232 instead of $1,400 in a private beach condo? And then I go into our Thailand trip and how we're going there next month and how people are spending $8,000 to $10,000 per person for Bali, and we're getting it for $428. And then I show more pictures of one of the greatest experiences of my life, swimming on the cliff, literally on the cliff of the largest waterfall in the world, Victoria Falls, and not only swimming, but jumping off is the craziest thing I ever done in my life. I've never got to experience that if it wasn't for this industry. Who knows how much it would have cost to do all of this, right? Dubai is everybody's bucket list. We're going there next year. So if you want to go with us and you're missing Thailand and you want to go to Dubai, I've gotten so many people that are like, yeah, put me on the list for Dubai for next year. And they're not even members yet. Okay, and guess what? You can have save rewards. You can go for less. We have a lot of trips. We do volunteer trips. Again, here's more pictures of me on the trips. Okay, social proof. Again, just reading slides. These are all slides, more proof of my before and afters, right? Using the products and accomplishing a goal and a dream of mine to compete. And then more products, more slides. Again, talking about my own before and afters. Okay, how I don't wear facial makeup. There's a lot of my story in here, a lot, okay? More slides. And then this is all of the business slides here as well. So pretty much everything is the same. And then at the very end, I have a video I recorded of the founder sharing his mission and what his dream is to provide for a community like us and around the world with this concept. So you can either use my video or you can get a video with him the next event, but it's very simple. And then of course the close. These are all the same slides except my own personal pictures. After you close, again, if you're doing a live, you want to have somebody come in and share their story. You want to have another ambassador that's there share their story. You want to, if nobody's there, then set up a Zoom for somebody to come in and share their story if they can't be there live with you. But here's the deal. If you're not having a third party share their story, you're working harder, because facts tell, but stories compel. And I'll tell you a story that drove me to buy something silly. I bought it, I never used it. And it was a hair extension. And on infomercials, do the same thing that we're doing. There was an infomercial about this piece of hair on a string, one piece of string. And it was like a headband. You wrap it around, and if you didn't cover the string with your hair here, you would see it. I thought it was the stupidest thing. I was like laughing at this infomercial. This was probably like 12 years ago. And at the end of the infomercial, they had a celebrity, Daisy Fluentes. She's beautiful. She's a model. You know, I thought, you know, oh my gosh, Daisy's on here. And she's using the product and she's sharing her story and how much she loves it. And she's wearing it right now and how beautiful it looks. And she's blowing her hair and it's thick and it's full. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this looks really good. Guess who buys it? I do. Why? Because Daisy loves it. If Daisy was not on there to share how much she loved it, then I wouldn't have bought it. Stories compel. People buy off of emotion. So the more you can share stories or analogies with people, whether it's your story or whether it's someone else's story, I tell people all the time, you know, the highest profession is an anesthesiologist in America. And I know a guy in our company who literally sold his practice. They were making awesome money and he had no problems with the income, but his wife was enjoying the lifestyle because he was working all the time. And he decided to go on vacation because his friend nagged him to join this travel club, and his wife nagged him to go on the trip because they became a member of this travel club. And they came home from this vacation, and he shared his experience like we all do. Don't we all share? Hey, you came back from vacation. How was it? What'd you do? What'd you see? How much was it? What? And when he shared his story, people wanted to join. And he realized himself, wait a second, I went on vacation, I shared my story, and now and I'm making money. I got a paycheck. He sold his practice to just do this, and he makes more than $36,000 a month just by doing this. People are like, wait, what? Those are compelling stories. Okay, so get to know the stories and share them more than the facts. Facts are cool, but people want to know, is it real? Can you help me? And are they capable of doing it? And when you bring in a third party expert at the end of your presentation, whether you push play or whether you are presenting, then you're going to have better closing ratios, because your stories are going to compel them to want to join and moves them. And it shows them, hey, this person came to help you, so there's probably going to be help for me. And if this person's story is true, like my friend's person's story is true, then it's probably real. And I have the faith that I can do it, because my friend pretty much just invited me, pushed play, and brought this other expert to share their story. And let's be real, they closed me, right? So they gain the belief that it's real, they can do it, and they'll have help in doing it when you use a third party. So if you're not using a third party, you're doing it harder, and you're training the people that will join to also not use a third party. And the last thing I'll leave you with is I present to people with slides. If I know I'm talking to somebody that's more business savvy, that has more attention focus, because I want them to know that I'm going someplace and I'm able to control the conversation if I'm using slides. So if I hear them talk about, I let them know this is very informal, it's just us. I'm gonna just share my slides with you. Ask any questions that you have. So they feel comfortable to stop me in a conversation and say, wow, you guys built 150 schools in Guatemala, and I can go and do that. I've always wanted to go to a third world country and give back. And now I can dive deep more into that conversation on how it's affected my life and how much I love how we serve our communities wherever we go. Not just in Guatemala, but in St. Louis and Orlando and all the places that we have events, we give back to our community. And I personally do it here in my own community because I know that the more I give, the more I'm going to receive. So now I can redirect the energy into that because that's what they love more than anything else. I remember one time hearing at a training, people would say, at the closing, what did you like best? Was it the travel or the money? And I stopped using that close because when someone said it was neither, it was the tax benefits. That was an awakening to understand that people see things differently than you do, and you never know what they're going to be attracted to. And that's why I say, what did you like best? And yes, sometimes I'll get, oh, the videography was great, the production was well done. I'm like, okay, that's cool, but are you interested in the travel and making money and helping people and giving back or going on vacation? So you'll get those answers, but I'd rather get those type of answers than miss out on an opportunity of a business person saying, wow, this is a great tax benefit. Because now all my vacations become tax write-off because I can do travel research. Pretty interesting, right? Or knowing that, for example, Gregory was in a doctor's office and he could talk to them about retention in the doctor's office with our B2B program for businesses that can have their employees have a membership at a very wholesale rate, knowing that they can do an office trip every year to retain their employees. That's not in the video. That's not in the presentation, right? So that's why it's important to have the conversations and say something. So I hope tonight's helped you get more comfortable with presenting, because I feel like this industry is very, 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 very simple. It's just a matter of stepping into your uncomfortable zone and getting uncomfortable to get comfortable to do the things that create you and your family financial freedom. Any questions, comments?
Yeah. I have a question.
Yes. You're muted, Barbara.
Thank you. I'm not sure how we present this as B2B. Would it work in real estate offices where we're independent contractors? How would that work?
Yes,
What
we can talk
what
about
could I
that
say
offline.
to? Okay.
I will
And the
talk to
other
you
thing
about that offline, but yes, it's for any business.
okay. The other question I have is also a technical one we can also talk about offline. How did you insert that little picture in the other picture? How did you do that?
Yes.
You were going through your
So
pictures and then you brought
when
up
you,
your,
yeah, no problem. I'll show you. So when you're on a slide
that one.
and you
Go
want to
back.
add a photo, you can just go to the plus button and you can add here on the top. See, this is Keynote and it will say add photo. Okay. I know you're using PowerPoint, so it'll look a little different, but start just playing with the buttons at the top and it will show you. You can add a slide, you can add a photo. There's different things you can do and you can position them and move them as you please.
Oh, okay, that's perfect. That's helpful. Thank you. This whole session was the best session for me. Just hearing how you present things and how you say things and but more than anything else, it's your enthusiasm behind it all. This was awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. We'll make sure that we keep this as a YouTube video so that we have reference to it in the future. And Gracie, I saw when they responded, B2B means business to business. So it allows a owner to have their employees have access as a membership, and that member can have that, or the owner can have that membership come out of their paycheck every month before they even get it, or the owner can pay for it up front for the employee. Awesome. Any last minute questions? Yes, Greg.
Just one about the escapes. Is anyone clicking on the website yet and looked for the escape actual button and it's not there anymore?
So the escapes have been removed because they are transitioning them to be all reward escapes.
Oh my, oh, this is about to get nuts, y'all. Oh, okay.
All right. Yes, I've noticed that myself. All right, you guys, I love you. Remember, I'm here for you. Don't feel like you're bothering me. This is what I do. I take calls all day, every day, even on my days off, because I love it. So don't feel like you are interrupting me. All right. Hey, John.
Everybody have an awesome, awesome week. Stay happy. Know that you're loved.
Yay. We love you. Bye, Kenneth.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Melanie.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Bye,
Bye.
Barbara.
Good night.
Bye,
Barbara.
Junior.
Have a blessed
Bye,
Viago
everyone.
week.
Let's
Bye, everybody,
Viago.
guys.
Bye,
Let's
Barbara.
make
Bye,
those,
Casey.
let's make
Bye,
those
Barbara.
calls.
Bye,
Yay.
Lynette. Bye, Junior.